Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Hope so everyone is fine. Dear students, in the previous lecture I have discussed about the water and how we see water in our daily routine. We know that water exists in three different forms, or we can say there are three states of water. They are solids, liquids, and gases. Okay? Water in nature that exists in three different forms. Those three different forms are solids, liquids, and gases. As solid water exists as ice, and as liquid water exists in its original form, and gaseous water exists as steam. Okay, water freezes at 0 degrees centigrade. Water freezes to form ice solid at 0 degree centigrade, and water remains liquid between 0 to 100 degrees centigrade. That is the second one. And when water changes to steam at 100 degrees centigrade, this conversion of water from ice to liquid, its original form, and from there to steam, okay, it means that water exists in all three different states of matter, and these all three states of matter are interchangeable. They get changed from one form to the next form. Okay, this process of interchange in the three states of water in nature. Okay, this form of interchange in the three states of water in nature, from ice to its original form liquid, and from liquid it changed into steam, this forms a cycle. That cycle is known as water cycle. Okay, what is water cycle? Water cycle is the continuously circulation of water in nature. Continuously circulation of water in nature, that is called water cycle. Dear students, we know that water from the oceans evaporate. Okay, water from the oceans evaporate. Okay, they form clouds. Okay, water from the oceans evaporate. Evaporation of water takes place, they form clouds, and then the precipitation in the sky of those clouds takes place. They form rain or snow. They form either rain or snow. Okay, the rain that comes on the earth, and that rain is again stored in oceans, in rivers, in ponds, in dams, etc. Some of that rain that get absorbed by the earth to form the underground water layers. Dear students, the water from all these sources again evaporates to form clouds. In this way, water cycle continuously goes on. Evaporation takes place, cloud formation. After that, cloud formation takes place, cloud that get precipitated, again rain or snow formation takes place. You have now noticed that the interchange in the three different states of water, from solids to liquid, from liquids to gas, in the water cycle, that snow is the solid form of water that melts to form water in rivers. Here solid, snow is the solid, and water, that is the liquid. Solid gets changed into liquid. Okay, and water evaporates to form cloud. Water is the liquid that evaporates to form cloud. Okay, liquid gets changed into gas. Okay, after that those clouds get precipitated, and rain formation or either snow formation takes place, snowfall takes place. That clouds, those are the gases, they get changed into the either liquid if rainfall or solid if snowfall. Okay, so we now know that the circulation of water continuously goes on, and the three different states of water are interchangeable. They get changed from one form to the next form, and this, the water cycle, keeps the land, keeps the reservoirs of water on land and the atmosphere in continuously communication with each other. This is all about the water cycle. What is evaporation? Three different processes are going on in this water cycle. Evaporation, the conversion of water or conversion of liquid to vapor is called evaporation. Liquid means water of oceans, water of rivers. They get converted to vapors due to heat. That is called evaporation. Okay. After that, what is condensation? Condensation is the conversion of vapor to liquid. Okay, that is called condensation. What is precipitation? The falling down of water from clouds. That is called precipitation. All the three processes, evaporation, condensation, and precipitation, goes on in the water cycle. Evaporation, when the water that is in the liquid form that get converted into the vapors, gas form, and in condensation, the conversion of vapors to liquids, and precipitation, the falling down of that water from the clouds. That is called precipitation. Those forms of water present on the earth, solid forms, as in glaciers, ice caps, snow, or ice sheets, they are the solid forms of water. Liquids, water in oceans, water in seas, water in rivers, water in lakes, water in ponds, water in streams, etc. They are the liquid forms of water. Gases, water evaporates, water vapors, they are present in the atmosphere. They are the gas forms of the water. We know that how important the water is for us. Okay, water, we use water for different purposes. We use water for different purposes. Simply speaking, most of our activities depend on water. Okay, these activities are agriculture activities, domestic activities, industrial activities. The use of water can be broadly divided into agriculture, domestic, and industrial uses. In agriculture, we use about 60 to 70% of the water. Okay, or we can say agriculture needs near about 60 to 70% of the water, and industries, they needs about 72% of the water, and domestic needs, they needs about 8% of the water. Dear students, we know that India is a country where 60% of the people practice agriculture, okay, as their main profession. India is a country where 60% of the people, they practice agriculture as their main profession. The agriculture depends on the irrigation. We know that agriculture that depends on the irrigation for its success. So water in India for agriculture, that is about 90% of all water. 90% of all water that is in India, that is used for agriculture. In general, we can say 60 to 70% of the water that is agriculture needs. As far as India is concerned, 90% of the total water that is used for the agriculture purpose. Earlier, the people, they were depend on the monsoons for irrigation, but with the drastic change in the environment, due to pollution, due to deforestation, okay, due to some other reasons, That these are those drastic changes in the environment. The pattern of the monsoon has become very unpredictable. Okay, the pattern of the monsoon that becomes unpredictable. So farmers nowadays they depend on the machineries, they depend on the bore wells, they depend on the tube wells for the irrigation. Okay, for which water is used from the source of the earth. From the source of the earth the water is used by using bore wells, by using tube wells to irrigate their land. But the water resources to come from the rains. Okay, but the water in the resources, in the wells, in the land, in the rivers, in the lakes, they also too come, that also comes from the rain. Thus a weak monsoon can destroy fields and affect the yield of the crop. Okay, thus a weak monsoon that can destroy the fields and affects the yield of the crop also. Agriculture use. Water is used for irrigating fields through canals, pipelines, drip irrigation. Nearly 60% of the Indian population depends on agriculture for their living and uses 90% of the all water for irrigation. As I have already told you that 60% of the Indian population that depends on the agriculture and for their living, and 90% of the total water in India that is used for irrigating the fields. In the next lecture we will discuss about the domestic use.